I normally try to do a 1.5 minute summary of just some of the key points that have come up. So if I may, we started off with just articulating 1 or 2 points that people may not know about us. But actually, Penny, your ramble around the coast of England on 2,500 mile journey.
And Wales.
England, Scotland and Wales, I'm guessing.
Not Scotland.
Not Scotland yet.
That's really too hard.
But in that journey, you suggested that the rules that you set for yourself can help to bring you into unfamiliar or uncomfortable places, which was a very interesting segue to bring us into the concept of meetings, and actually brought us into clean language and how clean language can be a way to help get us out of the uncomfortable situations by looking to identify shared meaning. Do we actually share the same meaning about the key words that we're using? And if we don't, if we can surface that safely, we have a much better way to get ourselves heading towards consensus. The idea of shared understanding is often elusive because of the language that we use, and clean language can give us a way to unpack that or to unravel that. We then talked about the impact that that can have into our institutional memory, and whether it's through staff turnover or inadequate processes of knowledge retention or whatever, our information or our institutional memory can suffer if we don't bottom out some of those differences that arise. One of my big takeaways, Judy, is the quote that you gave us. Driving consensus is an act of coercion. Inviting dissent is an act of collaboration. Now, you quoted a book, Leadership is Language, as the source of that particular piece of wisdom, but that unpacks a whole host of issues. And we talked about personality, culture, hierarchy as potential features of executives or executive teams or organizations that could have a significant impact on that philosophy. The idea of, Penny, you brought us then into the idea of degrees of consensus, and you brought us into the concept of networks, let's say loose or semi-formal networks versus the relatively tight hierarchies that naturally exist within organizations. So there can be degrees of consensus, and the implications of not reaching consensus can be significantly different in those two settings. And that brought us back into the corporate boardroom, if I can put it that way, and to say that our final concluding point, and Judy, I think you made this point very eloquently, the inefficiency of meetings and the possibility that we have to better use our time outside meetings to prepare for going into the meetings, so that the time spent within the meetings can actually be a whole lot more productive than our traditional ways of running them. I think we're at time there, Paul. I hope my summary there has done justice to a really, really interesting and rich conversation. And thank you to both of you for it. It was a real joy to take part in that discussion.
Thank you.